Yo, 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 it's your boy Spencer Turkey. Alright, let's talk about what I think they should put in the first update of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Not the old school one, but the new one, right? Why the hell they come out with another Call of Duty with the same exact name, I don't know, but Jesus Christ, it's not gonna confuse people right now because that one's new, but when you start like comparing back and you start typing in YouTube like Call of Duty Modern Warfare and you're looking for the original one, you're gonna get fucking everything of the new one. You're not gonna be able to see the original one. I guess they kind of think of it like the original one was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and this one's just Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I don't know. Point being, I fucking hate when movies do this. I hate when video games do this, like Battlefield 1, Xbox One, Fast and Furious, which was like the fifth one, even though they had the Fast and the Furious is the first one. Like there's so many companies and things that have done this before. Either way, let's move on from that. So first things first, you got to fix the footstep sounds. That is the number one current thing that is mind-baffling levels of annoying. Like I can't even describe it, especially in free-for-all. Oh god, it makes free-for-all basically unplayable. The footsteps need to be about a fourth of the loudness that they currently are, like literally a fourth or less. And on top of that, the dead silence field order or whatever the fuck should be a perk instead of a field order, and you should be able to just have it all the time. That don't make no sense. Like they have a lot of the other standard perks, like the shit where you can't be seen on the UAV, scavenger. They've got a lot, be able to have quicker sprints, all this type of shit. Why wouldn't you have dead silence in there? It doesn't make any sense. Like what the hell? They turn the footsteps up drastically compared to any other Call of Duty and then not give you the ability to really combat it with any sort of perk, right? It's like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? But anyways, and especially when you're walking, and there's the problem, it compounds itself with the current Modern Warfare as far as the footsteps because of the way the maps are designed. The maps are complete shit, but basically there's so many buildings, there's so many structures. You're constantly like in these point blank tight corridory walking upstairs, you know what I mean? And around all these little windows and little walls and shit. So you could see where if the footsteps were super loud, it'd be a lot worse in a game like that than, like overgrown on fucking one of the old school Call of Duties or one of the more open maps on one of the old school Call of Duties. You could get away with the footsteps being a little louder, but not in this Call of Duty, not with these kind of map designs, because they're just too congested, corridory, structural, not enough natural open maps. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I know the ground war maps are a little bigger, but I'm specifically talking about the other ones. By the way, only 2 maps. Oh my god, let me burp my fucking head off. Only 2 ground war maps. Is that just me, or am I missing one, or what? I played quite a bit of ground war, and it's still only putting me on the 2 maps. The big-ass, Battlefield 4 replica city map with the skyscrapers, and then the beta, Corey, fucking ground war map, right? That's the only 2 ground war maps I've seen in the game thus far. So it's kind of weird, but it's like, with how tight and congested all the maps feel the same because they're all either in a city or a concrete building, or there's fucking buildings everywhere. It's just like, it's insane. I've never seen a Call of Duty with so many buildings, so many brick walls and vehicles laying out and buses and in a city street, and like there's too much of that. Oh my god, there's way too much of that, and it makes every map feel the same because it's like, you don't feel like, oh, I'm in an airport on this map, and then you come over here to, oh, I'm on Afghan. It's like this desert, cool Afghanistan map. Then you come over here, and it's like overgrown or whatever the hell, and it's like, oh, sick. We're like, out by these trees, and there's like all this tall grass and all this cool shit. It's not like that. It's like every map is a city map or a brick wall map. It's so annoying, dude. Like, that aspect alone, I swear to God, is going to kill the game for me. Just the map design. And it's sad because the gunplay is actually really good. It's really sharp. If it was just on some better maps and the footsteps weren't so loud, it would be so much of a better game. But you can't really just update maps like that. That's not really something you can put like in a new update, right? So that's going to be one of those things, more of a, they better be coming out with that, and kudos to them for doing the no season pass. All of the newer maps are supposed to be free for everybody, so that's going to be a big plus if they can start rolling those newer maps out quickly, like really quickly, before everybody gets bored of these basic-ass boring city maps that they have. They can start rolling out those newer, better maps, more open-style maps, not so congested. I think it'll be a lot better of a game, but... So, in the first update, and I think they will do a lot of these things that I'm saying in this first update. Number one, footsteps, a lot quieter and a way to combat it with a perk. Number two, see, that's the balance. You don't want to have the footsteps so loud that it's like necessary to have the dead silence perk. If they even did have a dead silence perk in there, you don't want it to be like, the footsteps are so loud without it that you have to run that perk. So you want to make the footsteps quiet enough to where you don't feel like you have to have that perk, but it would be a benefit to you if you ran it. You know what I mean? So you've got to be able to balance those footsteps to where they're loud enough, but not too loud, right? And right now, they're 10 times too loud, and there's no way to combat it. So it's like a double negative, you know what I mean? So either way, if they can fix that, that would be a dandy. And not only that, but also... like claymores. I'm really confused on why there is so many ways to get equipment in this game. Like there's a perk that gives you, it recharges your equipment automatically every 30 seconds. There's another perk in a different category that gives you start you out with double lethal equipments. There's a field order that allows you to put down this thing and get even more equipment. There's like literally 4 or 5 different ways to create more equipment, and basically you can create unlimited equipment. So, and not only that, but you unlock claymores from the very beginning. The very beginning. When the hell has this been a thing, Call of Duty? I'm really confused. Like, typically, you don't get claymores until you're, like, level 30 or 40 or something, so it doesn't, like, ruin that beginning playing experience, because only those people that's really ranked up to that level have claymores. And then a lot of times they really restrict how many claymores you can replenish. But now there's scavenger, there's the replenish every 30 seconds, there's the field order that replaces claymores, there's the have 2 claymores from the beginning perk that you can have. You can have fucking 6,000 claymores if you want them. You know what I mean? And it's so annoying because it's something that you get on level 1. You don't get all those perks at level 1, but you get claymores at level 1. Claymores in themselves are one of the most annoying things to any game, but especially when you get it at such a low level. You know, if you put it at a higher level to be able to unlock that stuff, kind of same with the RPG. It's the same sort of comparison. They're both basically insta-kill, easy cheating things in the game, basically, is what they are. But if you put them at such a high level to unlock, then it makes it to where it's not so bad, because everybody and their grandmother doesn't have it. And even when the people do rank up to that high enough of a level to get it, they only have it for a little while, and then they prestige, and then they don't have it again for another whatever, you know what I mean? So it limits the annoyance of it when you create such a high level to be able to unlock it. Like, claymore should be the very last sort of lethal equipment that you unlock. You know what I'm saying? RPGs should be the very last sort of like launcher that you unlock. That's the way that shit is supposed to be. But either way, and also on top of all that, I think they need to make the claymore damage less, like the blast radius on it less. I feel like if you don't basically run directly over, like your tippity toes touch that claymore literally physically directly, then it shouldn't kill you. You understand what I'm saying? They need to lower the blast radius, because currently, if you cause that claymore to go off, regardless if you're 2 feet away from it, 5 feet away from it, directly on top of it, it's going to instantly kill you. It's way too powerful and something that you can replenish way too much, and it goes into the map designs, all of them being like structural and corridory and stairs everywhere and windows everywhere. It's just a Claymore's camper's paradise, and they need to calm that shit down. And so Claymores are a bit of an issue, but that goes into my other point. The movement speed is too slow. The standard walking movement speed is way too slow in this game. And I understand every different weapon type you have is really going to change that. Like if you're running around with an SMG versus an LMG or a sniper, it's going to be a big difference on how quick you feel like you can move and stuff like that. And it still should feel like that. The LMG dudes should feel heavier than the assault rifle guys, and the assault rifle guys should feel a little bit heavier than the SMG guys. That should still stay the same, but what I think it should be is speed up across the board movement speed by 10% in the game. Like 5 to 10% increased movement speed across the board, no matter what sort of weapon class you have or whatever. That's going to help so massively with being able to actually run out of cover, in and out of cover better, and not just feel like if you walk barely anywhere, you're just going to get slain and you can't do any. It's created this super slow gameplay loop. Everybody's aiming before they walk. Everybody's stopping, camping, aiming, pointing, listening, because you can hear grandma all the way across the countryside. You know what I mean? Because the footsteps are so fucking loud. Like, there's all these things, and let me place my 10,000 claymores in my building because this entire map is made out of 10,000 buildings, and let me listen to where you're at, and then let me, crouch, mount my gun up on a window, and wait for you to walk, and then I'm going to shoot you. It's this, like, super... They've created this epically slow gameplay loop, because if you go try to walk... Your damn movement speed is so slow that you can't even get out of cover hardly before they can shoot you. You've got to increase the movement speed. And I understand they're trying to make this old school, true boots on the ground, original Call of Duty experience. And I'm really happy about that. I'm really glad about that. And they've done a really good job with that. But I still feel like the movement speed is 10% too slow. So it's that walking speed for like map size. You feel like you're too slow for the damn map itself. You know what I mean? It's really weird. You feel like if Timmy starts shooting at you over here, then you can't hardly even run to get in a behind a wall or a building before Timmy kills you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't feel like you can hardly ever run out of gunfire. Every once in a while you'll get away with it if they just barely start shooting at you when you're already running behind something, but you can't like start getting shot at and then really move into cover. You can't really do that, which is a little bit disappointing. I feel like the time to kill is pretty solid, especially on some of the bigger maps. It definitely evens itself out because of the bullet drop and the projectile bullets and all that, but especially just the way the maps are designed, how fucking tight they are and congested. You've got to have a faster movement speed on that, or it's going to create this really weird, everybody's camping, crouch behind a wall, camping, crouch behind a window, aiming in. Like, nothing in this game promotes movement. Nothing in this game promotes running and gunning. It all promotes camping, setting up claymores, aiming down sights, listening, sound whoring to people, and not moving an inch. That's what everything in this game is promoting, and they need to fix that. That's the biggest thing they need to worry about in that first update. But either way, that's some of the massive things, and then we'll see how the newer free maps and stuff plays in on everything. And then that's all we can really hope for. But I hope they can change some of this. That's kind of my biggest things with it currently. And these are pretty heavy hitter things. But I think if they can just fix all that, it'll make the standard experience of the game so much better. Just lowering the footstep sounds, I swear to God, is going to be a game changer. You know what I mean? It's going to be so much better. But then it becomes... what's the better maps they can come out with? That's really going to tell the tale on the longevity of the game. But either way, as always, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Have a good day. Later, dudes.